We dug for what seemed like never-ending hours. Indescribable pain pulsated outward from my spine as every muscle quivered with fatigue, yet we dared not stop working. Donovan, the foreman, repeatedly looked down at his watch. No one else seemed to notice, but his anxiety was completely obvious to me. Unlike the previous night and 23 months of the same, I didn't have the inclination for self-pity. I was too horrified for even that. Then, almost as if on cue in the stage play of some all-powerful deity, one with an affinity for cruel irony, a cold rain began to fall.
"Not now,"
Donovan shouted, looking up toward the darkening skies.
"You boys just gonna have to dig faster, goddammit. Let's get to it."
He raised his shotgun and held it menacingly across his chest, though we were all well aware of what the grim consequences of failure would be. Biliot spoke.
"Mr. Donovan, sir, these boys are about 15 minutes away from dropping off on their own. Now they need food, sir, and rest."
Seemingly all at once we held our breaths, but continued digging, pretending not to have heard Biliot's words. I cringed and waited. The raindrops pounded my head like tapping fingers on a coconut. Then, the thunderous sound of Donovan's shotgun.
"Shut your mouth, boy."
Smoke from the barrel, like a slow, snaking specter, drifted briefly past my eyes before being toppled to the ground in segments by the rain. I turned toward Donovan and saw the shotgun pointed upward. A warning, not in mercy, but desperation. I looked over at Biliot as I continued digging. No surprise he was now laboring faster than any of us. We all caught pace in solidarity. Donovan pinched the bridge of his nose with his right hand, then made a yawn-like gesture as his fingers traced the outline of his mouth.
"What you looking at?"
His hand quickly found its way back to the shotgun's trigger. "Sir, I think I found it."
"I ain't got no temperament for joshing, boy. You best be sure of what you think you got before you go off hollering it."
He walked toward me. Donovan glanced over at the men, then leveled his shotgun dead center at my chest. He walked slowly, cautiously, wiping rain from his eyes.
"Step back, boy. Put that shovel down and step on back. Slowly now."
I released my grip and the shovel fell back against a mound of dirt. My eyes focused on the shotgun trigger and the trembling finger on it. One misstep, one little slip on a muddy rock, and I'd be a dead man. His eyes locked on mine. Donovan scraped at the dirt with his left foot, then stomped down hard with his heel, then again with his right. A partial smile of approval came to his face, quickly mutated into that familiar wince.
"Throw me that there shovel. Nice and easy now."
Every breath I took, I did so fully conscious of the shotgun pointed directly at me. I picked up my shovel and tossed it softly at his feet. He passed the shotgun to his left hand and picked up the shovel. He raised it about a foot, then thrust the blade down hard. As the shovel hit, a dull metallic reverberation followed. There was something there all right, and judging by the sound, it was huge. Donovan passed me back my shovel and ordered us to dig out the edges of the object. Again he looked at his watch. Time was running out. We each dug feverishly to find the edges and clear off the top. The form, though obscured by mud, began to take on a familiar shape. The rain thinned out the clumps of mud. We slowed our digging, then stood stunned, looking down at the door of an old passenger rail car. We all just stood there, staring down at this unimaginable sight. Jeremy Roos turned to Donovan.
"How? Who would bury a train?"
Donovan squatted. Slowly he extended his left hand and touched the glass on the door.
"A train? You boys are looking at the Shreveporter."
Again he pointed the shotgun at me. My momentary feelings of awe quickly dissipated at the prospect of being shot, accidentally or not.
"This was once part of the great pride of the L&A, running hopes and dreams, hauling family and goods between Shreveport and Hope.
This here was one of the coach cars, decommissioned after only a year's service due to faulty steel or something to that effect." Some fella, Sebastian Harvey, thought it fit to buy this here car from the L&A. I don't know what his intentions was. I was just a child. He had so much dang money he didn't know what to do with it, I reckon. Wanted to start a sort of rail museum, I suppose.
Donovan stood.
That's until the money ran out, of course. Harvey found himself penniless and homeless. Some even said he lived right in here for a bit.
Somehow his words carried resonance with me. For a moment I even forgot about the potential instrument of death a mere 4 or so feet away. Again, his pocket watch. Was it the impending dawn? The garrison of prison guards that was bound to be searching for us by now? Or both?
As a youngster, I used to play right here. We weren't supposed to be, mind you, but a group of us boys would sneak on out every now and again.
Donovan never took his eyes off of me. Obviously, this made me quite uncomfortable. My emotions fluctuated between terrified and intrigued. He went on for a bit longer, reminiscing, recounting names of friends from his youth, humorously satisfying every Cajun cliché in my head. It began to feel to me as if it were only he and I out there, as if there was some profound yet hidden purpose for him sharing this with me. I was correct, though not in the way I had imagined. What unfolded next haunts me to this day. How I've lived with this, I cannot say.
Okay, boy, open her up. You two, get on up there and get that door open. Now!
Donovan swung the shotgun's barrel around toward Roos. As we walked forward, Roos nervously looked at me with the wide-eyed stare of a frightened child, then back toward Donovan's shotgun. For the briefest of moments I looked into Donovan's eyes, trying to once and for all determine his true motivation for all of this. He looked at that door with an unusual depth. I could sense that there was something valuable in there, or at least valuable to him. I couldn't get my mind around it, this maddening puzzle. Why us? Why now? Why was there what appeared to be an entire rail car buried? From every experience I'd had with him for those 23 months prior, it was clear that Donovan despised us, and, it seemed, me most of all. Tightened lips, looking away, then up into that falling rain, and finally the arched eyebrows hinted of some humanity somewhere in there.
What the hell, you in love with me or something, boy? Get your ass to work.
There was that damn shotgun pointed dead at me again. We pushed and pulled, shifting our weight one way and then the opposite, back and forth as the locking mechanism slowly, stubbornly relented.
He's gonna kill us, Jake. Kill every last one of us.
Roos whispered, his voice thick with terror.
We gotta do something now.
I pushed the lever back toward Roos, and a dull yet distinct click followed. The lock mechanism now disengaged, we began to open the door. As I began to push the door open, Roos grabbed the lever.
Don't you get it? This don't make sense. He's gonna murder us all out here.
What the hell you doing? I want that damn door open, now!
Donovan raised the shotgun to my head. Suddenly, Roos lunged for the shotgun.
Let go of the shotgun, boy!
No, I'm not gonna let you kill us. No! I'm not gonna let you kill us.